She decided to cut off only a small amount of the hair and return it to the creature, keeping the rest for herself. She thought the siren would not notice. Back at her shop, Miss Evelyn took a tiny lock of the magical hair and wrapped it up. "This will fool her," she said with a sly smile. Miss Evelyn returned to the lake and called for the siren. "I've brought back the hair, just as you asked," she called out. This woman was very greedy. All she could think of was money and how to make more of it. She was never satisfied with the little she had and constantly wanted to elevate her status. Miss Evelyn owned a luxurious beauty salon in Paris, where she sold all kinds of wigs. Her business was popular, but she dreamed of becoming the most famous stylist in the city. One day, Miss Evelyn overheard her clients talking about a special kind of hair, so beautiful and rare, it was unlike anything she had ever seen. If she could get her hands on this magical hair, her wig shop would be the best in town, and she would become incredibly wealthy. Curiosity piqued, she learned about a mystical lake where a siren lived. The siren was rumored to have the most beautiful hair in the world. Miss Evelyn knew she needed that hair, but getting it wouldn't be easy. So, she sought out a local mystic known for his magical expertise. The mystic lived in a small, old cabin deep in the countryside. Strange symbols covered the walls. Despite feeling afraid, Miss Evelyn's greed was stronger, and she pushed forward. "You want the siren's hair?" the old man asked as if he already knew her intentions. "Yes, no matter the cost," she replied. The mystic's eyes turned serious. "The siren is powerful. If you don't keep your promise to her, you will be punished." But Miss Evelyn was too fixated on her future wealth to heed the warning. The next day, she went to the lake, where the water sparkled under the sunlight. "Siren," she called out. "I know you're there. I've come to make a deal." Suddenly, the water rippled, and a stunning siren emerged from the depths. Her long, flowing hair glistened like strands of gold. "What do you seek?" she asked, her voice soft yet commanding. "I want your hair. I'll sell it and become the wealthiest woman in town," Miss Evelyn said boldly. The siren smiled, though it was not a friendly smile. "I will give you some of my hair, but you must return it. If you break your promise, there will be consequences." The siren handed Miss Evelyn a handful of her magical hair. It shimmered like it was alive. Overjoyed, Miss Evelyn raced back to Paris, already imagining how much money she would make. At her salon, she began crafting wigs from the enchanted hair. The wigs were unlike anything anyone had seen, and soon Miss Evelyn became famous, with people traveling from all over to buy them. But she did not return to the lake as promised. Greed overtook her, and she wanted to keep the hair forever. A few weeks later, Miss Evelyn woke up to find her fingertips turning green, covered in small, scaly scars like fish skin. Her heart pounded with fear. She rushed to the mirror and gasped. While the rest of her body seemed fine, her hands had become monstrous. She knew it was the siren's warning. Panicking, she returned to the lake, her hands trembling. "Siren! Please, I'm sorry," she cried. The siren appeared again, her expression cold. "You have broken your promise," the siren said, her voice echoing. "Now, you will pay the price." Desperate, Miss Evelyn fell to her knees. "Please, just give me more time," she begged. "You have one last chance," the siren said before vanishing. Though terrified, Miss Evelyn's greed was still stronger than her fear. She decided to cut off just a small amount of the magical hair, hoping the siren wouldn't notice. But when she returned to the lake with only a tiny lock, the siren saw through her deceit. "You think you can fool me?" the siren asked, fury blazing in her eyes. Before Miss Evelyn could react, the water surged, engulfing her. That night, Miss Evelyn woke up feeling even worse. Her skin had turned slimy, and her feet had transformed into flippers. Unable to walk properly, she knew the siren's curse was taking hold. Her greed had doomed her. Determined to break the curse, Miss Evelyn visited the mystic once more, dragging her fish-like feet through the forest. "Please, help me. I can't return the hair. I'll lose everything," she pleaded. The mystic eyed her cautiously. "I can help you, but it will cost you dearly," he said. "I'll pay anything," she whispered, despite her fear of what he might ask. "The price is your voice," the mystic said with a dark smile. Miss Evelyn hesitated, knowing her voice was her key to running her salon. But with her body slowly transforming into a sea creature, she had no choice. "I'll do it," she said, her voice trembling. With a chant, the mystic took her voice, and Miss Evelyn returned to Paris, silent but with the curse slowed. Yet, despite her efforts, her transformation continued. Customers noticed her odd behavior, and business began to suffer. Her once beautiful face was becoming more fish-like, and the rumors spread. Eventually, Miss Evelyn couldn't bear to show herself in public, hiding in her shop as her greed slowly consumed her. But no matter what she tried, she could not escape the siren's curse.